Ed, the soulless Ed, when they want to solve a problem, the methods to solve that problem, Ed, they have to get from their own memory of solving the problem in the past, or from the recorded memory that their predecessors give them. And this is Ed because memory transfer only goes by soul, not even by DNA, by soul. And here's the thing, Ed. The memory disorders that are becoming commonplace these days, they are because the fake DNA is no longer connected to the soul from which it was stolen. That's why Alzheimer's and all of that. The soul from which they were stolen is gone out of, that lifetime. And the DNA left back is unable to tap into that soul wherever it is. And so they forget everything. They can't remember anything anymore. So here's the deal, Ed. The soulless need recorded memory. They need data. They need memory storage. And all of their methods of survival, all their problem-solving methods have to come from something that has been recorded before. I have seen this myself with those who do rituals on us, who traffic Gabriel and me. Anytime, Ed, they have a problem with me, they refer back, Ed, to the same old flowcharts. Do this. If she does this, do this. If she does this, do this. For example, Ed, if I do something they don't want me to do, their flowchart says that I should be hit. So they'll hit. Then if I still don't do what they want me to do, they'll hit. They'll force me, Ed, by cutting off options. Like when I fled, Ed, Bangalore in South India, when I fled to Pune here, they blocked my credit card, shut down my PayPal account. They made it that I can't get money from the ATM. And you know what I mean, that sort of thing. It so happened that because I knew the flowchart, I had cash with me. A little bit actually, not much. And that was like enough for a day or two. When they realized that if they wanted to continue doing rituals on me, that I can't actually be on the road, that I'll actually have to be in a house. And so for that reason, they unblocked my credit card. But they never unblocked my PayPal account. Again, they just automatically deleted it, just like that, with no reason or anything. Like my email couldn't be found. So that's how it was. So I know, Ed, how for everything, Ed, they have the same old response, Ed. They're unable, Ed, to go outside of that because, Ed, they have a recorded set of ways to solve a problem. Now, Ed, as a soul, we have access to infinite, divine, eternal memory of our soul. We not only have access to our own soul memories, we have access to the human consciousness. Because at the end of the day, we all are the one human consciousness. And then, Ed, we are not just the human consciousness. We are every living being. We are the consciousness of the earth. We are the consciousness, Ed, of the universe. We are the consciousness of the universes. All of that, Ed, in our soul. And I'm just saying, when we have a problem and we cannot see the solution, Ed, in the parasite matrix, there's a good reason for that. It's because God has hidden that path from them. They do not know it and they do not have it recorded. But we can access it, Ed. And the way we access it, Ed, is to come out, go lower from our mind and come into our body center, our soul, our spirit center, the place, Ed, where life, that first cell, Ed, inside in the center of gravity of the body, where life starts in us. that place, Ed. And Ed, from there, we can access divine solutions for our problems from our eternal consciousness, Ed, eternal memory. And the simple thing, Ed, that people all over the world, humans have always said that you have to call on God. I don't know, do anything to invoke that divine consciousness, that life source, invoke and call, ask. That's it, Ed, because soul asking, Ed, is different. They show these people, Ed, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of them. They'll go to the church and light a candle and kneel down, and some of them will even be whispering and rocking, and a lot of them will even cry. All good. Not saying there's anything bad with that, but Ed, it's all useless if you don't have a soul. It is, when the soulless go and pray, it is an ego asking that it survive longer. That is what it is. It is an ego asking to survive longer as an ego. The day at that bubble which it is bursts, there's nothing of it before and nothing of it after. All those poems about how we're nothing after death and all, that's all about them. It's true for them. So a whole lot of people and a whole lot in the mass consciousness are like, prayer is useless, prayer never works. That's because it never works for the soulless. It's only the soul that can call God, that can call the source, that can call the spirit. It's the soul. And Ed, the call of the soul is in desire. It's in desire. So if you have a problem, you have to look for the desire underneath that problem. For example, Ed, let's say I'm a mother with a child and my child is not well, or whatever. Now, my desire for my child to be well, and my desire, that burning inside me, that is my prayer. That is what calls the universe. You know what I mean? That is what calls. The solution might never come to my mind, but it will come to my life. Sometimes the solution will come to the mind if you need it to. For example, if you need to make a choice, between two places to live in, let's say, then you need the choice to come to your mind. Maybe you don't, but most of the time you do. And then when your desire rises, Ed, automatically, Ed, you'll know, or it will come to you. Many times, Ed, I needed to choose between, should I buy this or should I buy that? And I would let my desire arise. And my desire was not for the thing. The desire was for what that thing would give me. For example, if I want to be more, psychically aware, if I want, my psychic vision to open, that desire will call whatever I need to come to me. And then things would happen, Ed. And then which stone that I wanted and needed, that was the one that I was able to get. The others either were bought, or I suddenly realized that, I don't want us, whatever, it would just happen. So what I'm saying, Ed, is that desire of the soul is the prayer, is the calling, is the manifestation. And it's fine, Ed, to call upon God in the time of your trouble and say, I got this problem, help me. But more powerful and effective than that is to go beneath that fear field of, oh my God, this is going to happen. Go beneath it and feel that desire for life. A lot of people, Ed, they pray to God for help, but that help, Ed, that they want, it's not to leave the situation that they're in and become happy. The help that they want is for them to stay in that situation and survive from day to day because they're scared, Ed. But if we get out of that and ask God, let our desire be our prayer, then, Ed, what happens is that what we desire, we will go forward towards that. And it might be disruptive, Ed. It might not, in the moment, seem like a solution, but it's the manifestation of desire that is more important than anything else, Ed. That is what truly gives happiness. I know a lot of people are in abusive situations. They'll be praying, God, please make my boyfriend or my girlfriend come back home, if they've gone out somewhere. And they'll be really sad and crying, I can't live without her, I can't live without him. But actually, Ed, what they want is they want love. They want the security of true love. That's what they're praying for. And then, Ed, that person won't come back. And they'll be like, God didn't answer my prayer. But actually, God is not responding to what was your mental prayer. God is always responding to what you really are asking for. So it can save you a lot of trauma if you yourself, from the beginning, just let your soul desire, which is your real prayer, let that come into your mind. Because, Ed, if the mind starts moving to if the mind starts moving to soul desire, Ed, oh my God, the mind is a powerful magical thing. The mind is a magical thing, Ed, when it is connected to the soul. And then we get downloads, Ed, of things outside our frame of reference. Things that we didn't know of, which are not recorded or which are gone out of record. All those things, because, Ed, the thugs, Ed, they have deleted, Ed, our ancestral memories, whichever are in stories and books, and they have removed it from the public view, because only what's left in the public view is what, will present itself to the mind. But when we connect to the soul, and then we download, Ed, oh my God, all kinds, anything can happen. And Ed, that is the life of the soul, Ed. That is the life. We are not supposed to live like the soulless, Ed. Humans are like in depression, Ed. Just in depression because of living the dull life of the soulless. That is not us. We can never be happy with that. Even if our lives were perfect, Ed, we would never be happy with that. So, in whichever way, Ed, a person can invoke the soul desire,